Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Ball Not Court Podcast host Cortez Paul.
Along with my co-host Paul Mack.
I want to thank you folks for tuning in today and listening to the show. Basically, we cover basketball, football, NCAA, or anything that's related to current events with a humorous twist to it at least. You can follow the podcast at BIOC Podcast at X or Twitter. We're also on Instagram at the same name, BIOC Podcast. You go to our YouTube channel, that's also BIOC Podcast. Our Facebook page is Balls Not Court Podcast. So if you could please just give us a like, shout, comment on any of those, and definitely subscribe to our YouTube channel. And we thank you for listening and enjoy the show. Balls Not Court Podcast. Thank you very much. Welcome to the Ball Not Court Podcast. Cortez Paul is here. It's a solo session. Partner Paul Mack is not feeling too well. Other parts of the game, Christmas is around the corner, holiday season is around the corner. So this will be a brief session, just kind of recap some of the games. No real in-depth analysis, and then just some quick picks. So for those that were tuning in, I know it's been a few weeks since we did some content, so we'll make sure that we definitely try to get some stuff knocked out for sure. But kind of recap a crazy week 15. Just injuries that come to mind. Pat Mahomes. No, I'm a Chiefs hater. Can't stand the Chiefs. They're a rival in our division, the AFC West. But you never want to see anybody go down like that. So ACL, recovery time start now. So wish him the best of luck so I can just go back to start talking shit to Pat Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. But you never want to root for a guy to have injury. Flip side, Michael Parsons also had an ACL injury against the Broncos. So just a few tough injuries that happened over the week that, for the most part, there was some really good football games just throughout week 15 for sure. First one we're going to recap. For sure, Broncos and the Packers. That one, Broncos won 34-26. Broncos now extend their winning streak to 11. Pretty much watched this game the whole way through. Joined a friend in Tampa and watched this game. And for a little bit, man, Green Bay was in control. That first half, they pretty much had a 23-14 lead. And then they bounced out at halftime and then extended that to 23-14. Then I know Jordan Love was trying to find Christian Watson, and Passer Tan had an amazing interception. And then from that point on, Denver defense really picked it up after having a slow start. This is a fantastic offense in Green Bay Packers. Jordan Love has been having an MVP type of year. So for Denver to come in and really recognize we need to go ahead and turn this on here. They really did their thing in this game. Green Bay pretty much has been known to kill teams that play man-to-man. Denver defense is playing a lot of man-to-man. And initially, it looked like it was going to be going the way that Green Bay wanted to go. But our defense kind of geared in. Riley Moss has also had a fantastic interception. And then he didn't have sacks until pretty much the final quarter. So Jordan Love was clean for the most part. And then for the most part, Denver defense really kicking in the high gear and really, really started getting to the quarterback. So pretty much after Michael Parsons got hurt, Christian Washington got hurt, So they end up with a lot of injuries in the second half of this game. So Bo Nix, though, got to talk about Bo Nix. Bo Nix was fantastic, dude. I know there's been a lot of gripe about, the offense. Denver defense is elite, top 2, top 3 defense in the league. But Bo Nix had 4 touchdowns that game. Me personally, I think that was one of the best games I saw him play. And I felt like just watching it, the game was a bit sped up, a little bit of a pace. Broncos fans been screaming for a little bit more pace, quick in the snap counts, and make sure that we can get Bo react. It seemed like he's better reacting and being on the move and everything like that. Bo was running more out the pocket too and finding good passes. So he was reading the field very well. So Cortland Sutton, who's just been a beast. LaJordan Humphrey had a hell of a catch, diving catch. It was fantastic. And then Michael Bandy, who caught his first NFL touchdown, really just led to a day that Bo Nix was just fantastic. So we don't win this game without Bo Nix. He was just really fantastic. And I know there's been a lot of skeptics about, is this a guy that's can he lead this offense? While Denver defense is super elite, is this a guy that can lead it? He did a really good job against the Packers have a fantastic defense as well too. So shout out to Bo Nix. Bo Nix looks fantastic. So Broncos, this is a fun little stat here that I kind of read up on. Broncos are actually 7-1 all time in home games against the Packers. Green Bay's second worst road records versus any other franchise. They're 0-7 against the Buffalo Bills. So they seem to struggle in those particular 2 regions, Denver and Buffalo. Now, I like to dive deeper on that one day and see where the games played in the cold, but it shouldn't matter because the Packers also play in the cold, so that should really bother them. Did the altitude get to them as well? Playing up in a mile high, as they call Mile High for nothing, playing up in that altitude, did that kind of get to them as well? But, it's hard to kind of play in the altitude and play in the cold and deal with an elite defense. So just explains why Broncos on a 11-game winning streak, and really they haven't had a loss at home in all year. So I did also read something as well too. This bodes bad for the Packers. So there was something that I read, and I had to tweet here, and I'm going to pull it back up because there was a record that after they played the Bears and the Broncos, this was tweeted out by, actually, I just had it. Let's take a look here. So the Broncos is beautiful. See, that's why I hate my phone on refresh, but I literally had this up here. But I saw something along the lines while I'm looking it up. I think the teams that played the Bears are 2-10 after they played the Bears, and 1-9 against the Broncos. I had to tweet. I can't remember where it's at, but what I was saying that is that pretty much that's what here it is. Teams record out of playing the Bears 2-10-1. Team records out of playing the Broncos 3-10. So, and then the Green Bay Packers, with all their injuries, got to play the Chicago Bears on a short week. So, be interesting to see if that pops up whenever that comes to fruition to see what happened. But fantastic game. Another one, Buffalo Bills, New England Patriots. So the Bills came back and won this game after spotting the Patriots a 21-0 lead. I mean, Josh Allen just turned nuclear. It's the best way to describe it. He was 19-28 passing, 193 yards and 3 touchdowns. 11 rushes and 48 yards at halftime. After halftime, so which is crazy. Because just at halftime, Buffalo only had 76 total yards and 5 first downs. New England was dominating this game the whole way. James Cook started getting to run the ball very well. This dude had 107 yards and 2 touchdowns. So they really just seemed to really pick it up. This was more on it seemed like it was more on the New England Patriots that kind of blew this here. This was an important game for them because they were trying to keep a pace with the Broncos in the division. So, but after kind of seeing that, the first 2 quarters, he only had 47 yards passing in the second half. So whenever you're not moving the ball, you only got 47 yards passing, you leave opportunity for a team to come back, control the clock. And now with this loss and Buffalo's win, that division get a little bit more interesting. That division right now, you're looking at the Buffalo Bills at 10-4 and New England at 11-3. Looking at their schedules coming up here, New England, their schedules coming up here, they have the Ravens. They're at the Ravens. They're at the Jets, and then the Miami Dolphins. That Baltimore one could be a wild card. I know Jets, this weird division games are a little bit weird from time to time, so that's always going to be fun to play, but they're on the road, cold game, so that could be interesting. So it's going to be nuts to see how this is going to play out. Buffalo Bills, on the other hand, their schedule is going to be at Cleveland versus Philadelphia Eagles, at New York Jets. And it depends what Philly team is going to show up. So we could be looking at a potential flip here in the division. So New England, who's been holding the division down for the whole season, is now in jeopardy with that loss. So it's going to be interesting to see how this is going to pan out and see if Buffalo can catch them. Now there's been a lot of hoopla about Buffalo. This is their chance. This is the door that's wide open. I understand the narrative for sure. Josh Allen got his best chance, but at the end of the day, these are still some really good football teams. So I just wouldn't just kind of present it like that. But I get why they present it like that, because you potentially you don't have Pat Mahomes because the Chiefs has been officially eliminated. Lamar Jackson is on, and the Ravens are pretty much on life support. And then Joe Burrow, Cincinnati Bengals, Joe Burrow's out with toe injury, and they're playing catch up, and they're not going to catch up. So I'm pretty sure you're looking at these teams, and you're like, oh, okay, this could potentially be barbecue chicken because you got the Jaguars, the Broncos, the Steelers, the Chargers, and you're probably thinking like, okay, all right, but Texans is still ranked number 7 here. And if somehow Buffalo do get them and they come back in that division top, the Texans defense ain't no joke either. Now, I would say this too. They got to go there and play in the cold. So who knows what Texans team we're going to get. But the defense does travel. So I want to see how that play out. Nonetheless, they squandered a big opportunity there. The Buffalo Bills took advantage, and now this race can become interesting. So I want to see what happened here, because the Pats usually have a 124-1 record when leading by 21 plus. And yeah, they have won 104 straight home games when leading by 21 plus points. So New England don't really blow leads like that. And historically, they've been very, very damn good when they're up 21 points. So for the Buffalo Bills to come back and do that was, I mean, we can use all the adjectives you want. Insane, like crazy, bonkers, whatever adjective fits for you. It was insane. The Detroit Lions and the Los Angeles Rams, that was 41-34. The Rams So we talk about a division that's crazy. I mentioned about the potential AFC East. We can then look at the NFC West. Let's break down the game first, but for the most part, Rams head into the halftime when 24-17, pretty much giving up 271 yards to Detroit. Matthew Stafford pretty much was coming out here and doing what he can. This guy had 368 yards, 24 on 38 passing, 2 touchdowns, just 1 interception. Puka Nacua, 181 yards off 9 receptions. Dude was just insane. Had a hell of a game. Kyron Williams, 2 touchdowns, 78 yards on 15 attempts. And then Blake Curran was their other back, 71 yards, 1 touchdown on 11 attempts. So the running game was there. You would think if you hear running game, you would have leaned more, Detroit with Sonic and Knuckles, with Montgomery, and and I'm blanking on his name, Jahmyr Gibbs. You think you hear, okay, that'd be who I want to hear from, but Lions are really blowing their opportunity to get into the playoffs here. But you're playing a fantastic team in the Rams. At one point, it's been bouncing back and forth, like who is the favorite. At one point, we're talking about the Rams being Super Bowl favorite. Now it's the Broncos being the Super Bowl favorite. Just the parity is all over the place because of just usually you always have a hunch who is the contenders after about 6 weeks. There's so much parity going on right now. This NFL playoff should be set up to be an all-time great one. And probably all-time frustrating one because there potentially could be some upsets. There probably will be some upsets just because how the parity is going right now. But Lions are really messing up their chances here. But also the Rams was the other team that clinched the playoffs. So they did punch their ticket. And then now they have a showdown with the Seahawks coming up. And the Seahawks are also 11-3. The Seahawks was actually in the dogfight with the Colts with Phillip Rivers, who came back from doing whatever, hanging out with his kids in the back of a farm or whatnot. He's coming out here playing quarterback, and by golly, they almost beat this team. So, but no, this has been Rams has been fantastic. Rams is now battling with I didn't even talk about the 49ers. The 49ers right behind both of those teams. And so that's going to be interesting to see how that race is going to play out as well, too. So, but all in all, fantastic game. Lions came up short. Their playoff hopes are in jeopardy. They have about a 30% chance to get in there if it's current. They got Pitt next week, so you see how they play. But that was a big squandering opportunity for them to really, really latch on here and try to catch up because now you worry they can probably catch the Packers. We'll do with the injuries, but we're gonna see how it's gonna play out. So, those who I want to talk about, I know there was some news that Tua is gonna be going to the bench. So Tua is being benched for the foreseeable future. I believe a rookie is going to step in and play for him. That rookie will be Quinn Ayers. He's the former Texas Longhorns quarterback. He was the rookie. He's a rookie, so he played for the Texas Longhorns. So that'll be interesting to see how that plays out. But Tua, there may be an end to his career in Miami if that be the case. So, all right, quick picks. Make this quick. Like I said, I'm not trying to really talk you guys' ear off. We kind of have more into analysis. I had other members of the podcast here. So we'll get into this quick and get into the picks. So I actually got my picks right here. All right. So the screen is up here. We'll go into this right quick, and I'll just be real quick with this. So Rams, Seahawks. This is on your primetime TV. This game is on Thursday, tomorrow. Rams, Seahawks. Rams have been really, really rolling. I was worried about the Seahawks start against the Colts. This is a home game for the Seahawks, but I believe the Rams is going to edge out. This is going to be a really fantastic game. So I'm leaning towards the Seahawks to get the win here. And then our Saturday games. We're actually starting to get some Saturday games in now. We're near Christmas, so Christmas is going to be coming up, so we'll be getting some Christmas games as well. So it's around the time where we get a little bit of games everywhere. Saturday games, we got a division match. You got the Eagles versus the Commanders. Eagles, I know they've been inconsistent this year. They shouldn't have a problem getting the win against the Commanders. So I'm leaning towards the Eagles to get a win here. The Packers and the Bears, it's going to be a really fun game. The Bears have been rolling. I know we've been talking about the sophomore class or the quarterbacks. I know we talked about Bo Nix and Drake May. Caleb Williams, the #1 draft pick for the Bears, has been fantastic leading this franchise. This be a big get. This is a hated, deeply rooted rivalry. They just played a couple weeks ago, actually. And it was for the division. Or not the division. It was for their division. And the Bears can get a little bit of get back on this. So I think they do. The Bears will get this. Packers are dealing with some injuries, unfortunately. I just don't see them going in there being Chicago. So Sunday games, we got our 1 o'clock slate. Buccaneers, Panthers. I'm surprised the Bucs. We make this joke that somebody's got to have a division in NFC South, and I know initially the Bucs deal with some injuries, but I'm going towards the Panthers, man. The Panthers have been good all year. I'm actually rooting for them to get a playoff berth. Be good for the city. Be good for everybody else out there. Get some new blood in there. Get that fan base excited, and they got a chance to make a statement and take that. Somebody's got to have a division, so I'm going with the Panthers. The Bills and the Browns. Bills has been, what's their road record been like? They're 4-3 on the road, 7-3 in the conference. The Bills have been kind of really inconsistent. This is a game I feel like they'll lose, but I won't pick them to lose. The Browns is going to lose. Let me do it this way. The Bills is going to win this game. Bills going to win this game, but I feel like the Browns is going to make it close and put a little scare in them. Next game, 1 o'clock, your Chargers and Cowboys. This is another team, just like the Bills, is very inconsistent as well. But I feel like that the Chargers will go ahead and actually take care of the Cowboys. But I need the Cowboys to do something for me, though. It's okay. Cowboys going to take care of that for me. I won't be mad if you beat them. I just don't see it, though. On to our rest of our 1 o'clock games, the Jets and the Saints. Ooh, buddy. Oh, Saints been breaking hearts, huh? Saints come marching in, ruin their draft picks position. Saints win at home. Saints win at home. The Vikings and the Giants. My buddy teams play together, so I'm pretty sure that'll be a house divided. Should be fun. I'm pretty sure they're probably only 2 watching it, though, just making jokes with them. And then Paul, that's Paul's team as well, too. And I'm sure Paul is just hoping for a little draft slot, get Jackson Dart some more reps. But honestly, I done heard that he had, I can't even remember. I heard 3 or 4 concussions. I want to say the number 6. It was high, but that's a lot of concussions. Jackson Dart, you're a hell of a talent. I need you to make sure you take care of yourself, bro. I don't need you talking a different language, man. Take care of yourself. Play good ball. Get your running back, get your wide receiver back. Build for next year because y'all got something cooking here. Don't do it by playing reckless, man. Take care of yourself. That being said, Giants to get the win. Chiefs and the Titans, the Chiefs start. Gardner Minshew, a quarterback. We mentioned about Pat Mahomes beginning the podcast. He's out for the rest of the season and partial next year due to ACL injury. The Chiefs probably just don't care at this point, but the kingdom is really falling down right now. It won't surprise me. I'm picking the Titans. Titans will win. Bengals and Dolphins. Tua's been benched, as I mentioned. Quinn Ewers is going to get his start. I mean, is it a pride thing for the Bengals? Joe Burrow's going to play. Is there a reason why he should play? All that talent offense that they have around there. Bengals went on the road. Sunday, we go to the 4:25 games. You got the Falcons at the Cardinals. Kirk Cousins is playing for Michael Penix because Michael Penix has been doing this he's out for the rest of the season. And then, you got Jacoby Brissett, I believe, is starting the quarterback. So, really, this game just beyond. Falcons win on the road. Should be a game of the week. Both of these are fighting for a division placement and pretty much where they're at. So right now, Jacksonville is number 3, and they're already in the AFC South division. Broncos is number 1 in the overall AFC, and they're leading the AFC West. Both of these teams got a few teams behind them on their tail in their division, so it's imperative that they do win. I don't want to disrespect the Jacksonville Jaguars. You already know I got like a little second place in my heart for the Jaguars. So I do respect them as an opponent. They have really turned on us late. Very critical of Trevor Lawrence. He is capable of turning the ball. Both of these teams actually number 1 and 2 leading NFL in penalties. So expect a lot of penalties. Expect this game probably be longer than it should be. Glad good thing started 4:05. It might go all the way to 7:45. Just how exciting this game could potentially be. Jaguars, as I told the other teams, can they deal with that altitude over there? Can they not turn over the ball? Can they keep a clean game? If you give Broncos chance on turnovers, it's going to be a long day. The Jaguars keep it clean, this could be a really close game. But I respect them enough, and I believe the Broncos go ahead and pull it out by a touchdown or so. It's going to be a fun game, and I'm happy for the Jacksonville Jaguars to get this notoriety and hope they play well in the playoffs, just not against my Broncos. Steelers Lions. This will be a fun matchup, actually. Low key, this will be a good matchup too. Both of these teams will vie for Lions are trying to get into the playoffs, the top 7, and the Steelers are leader division. But we mentioned the Baltimore Ravens right on their tail. So, Lions at home, Dome. I got the Lions win this one here. The Raiders and the Texans. Raiders are just bad, and I'm okay with that because it is what the Raiders can't stand them. Texans defense is really, really good, so they still apply the pressure for that. They're fine for the Jazz for that division. So, Texans win this game. In Sunday Night Football, Patriots-Ravens. Pats is on the road against the Ravens. This is going to be a tough one as well. But I do believe that the Ravens do come out. This will be a close game too. But this is where we was talking about the Pats schedule a little bit. Just like the Broncos schedule, they both are starting to get a little bit tough around here. So I'm going to go ahead and lean towards the Ravens actually getting the win against the Patriots. And then your Monday Night Football games, you're looking at the 49ers and the Colts. And just as we said, that NFC West division is pretty much a gunslinger division. It's bananas right now. I'm going to lean towards go ahead and go with the 49ers. That just to murk up that division a little bit more. That division's been pretty fun to see how it's going to pan out. One of those is the wild card team, and the 49ers, Seahawks, or even Rams, whoever that may be. Man, that's going to be a home team's going to be in hell with that one. So, all right. So that wraps it up here. I promise you, I'll try not to keep it long. Just it'll be about 30 minutes. We're at 28 minutes. So it's going to go ahead and wrap this up here. I feel like I'm talking to myself a little bit much, but now I'm for the ones I'm tuning in. I appreciate y'all tapping in. So All right, so just make sure y'all guys follow the podcast. Keep tapping, stay in. We'll try to do some episode. I know we got in the midst of holiday season, Christmas is next week, so we'll definitely make sure we try to get some content, get that out there. But yeah, follow the podcast page. You can follow that in at BOC Podcast. That's on TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram. Facebook is BIOC Podcast. Me, the at name is there. You can put at _CP. Holler me on Twitter. Always glad to debate. I always have a few people that talk about that. I know Paul ain't on the show, but shout out to his New York Knicks. They ended up winning the NBA Cup, beat the Spurs. They went through the Magic and they went to the Spurs. Spurs actually took out OKC. So the 4 Cup games were pretty fun to play. So, but now shout out to them. It was fun to see. I know, get a little quick shout out, but Jalen Brunson played his ass off. It's been fun going back and forth with some of the Knicks fans on Twitter. So, it's just all good fun and banter. But yeah, or you listened to the podcast before, tap in, check us out there. We've been on TuneIn Radio, iTunes, Stitcher, Spreaker, whatever you heard before. Just download the content. We appreciate you guys tapping in, listening to us. And then also we do play. This podcast does play on radio.fm, so check us out there every Thursday. Stream on there to support us, support more of the stations on there. And, we appreciate you guys tapping in. So Cortez Paul Podcast signing off. Take care, ladies and gents.